Good morning, good afternoon or good evening, wherever in the world you may be. This evening I'm doing the rest of my handbag collection, and I'm pretty shocked, to be honest, that I actually have this many handbags. It's probably a good thing to do because it's made me very aware of just how many bags I really do have. One other thing I have to say is I have a bit of a cold because we went flying yesterday and we were flying at 5,000 feet, which I know doesn't sound very high, but when you're in a small two-seater aircraft that's, quite old and the seals around the doors are a bit, a bit cracked and there's a bits missing, you get quite a lot of draft and cold air, and it was freezing in the plane. It really was. So I think we both caught a bit of a cold, and so if I sound really nasally, my apologies, but I really didn't want to delay this. Now, there are quite a lot of bags. There are around 50, and this is in addition to my, I've shown you my Chanel collection, my denim bag collection, my Alexander McQueen collection, Mulberry collection, Aspinall London collection, Proenza Schouler collection. What else has there been? I seem to be missing one. Oh, and of course my Hermès collection with my beloved picotin. How could I forget my picotin? So anyway, so if I'm looking a bit, watery-eyed and sound, as I said, very nasally, my apologies, but, the show must go on, etc., etc. Now, okay, I'm not going to spend too much time on each bag, or, for goodness sake, I'm doing this in two parts. We don't want, 2 hours for each video. I'll just get through it fairly quickly. I might start with the rest of my Proenza Schouler collection. As you know, Proenza Schouler had a quite spectacular sale, and there was 70% off their bags, and I did go a little bit crazy. I went a little bit over the top, but as you probably know, suede is huge this fall. Now, the trouble is, it's fall in the Northern Hemisphere, and that's where the trends are, and that's where the trends are set. Here, we've just gone into spring, so suede bags and spring and summer, I don't know how practical they are really, but anyway, suede bags I have. So Proenza Schouler, I discovered the tiny bag, which I think is perfect for me. Better actually than the medium that I have, which I now look at and think they're a little bit on the large side. So I might be moving those on, but having said that, there's always, they're useful when you're travelling, things like that. Anyway, I digress, and I said I wasn't going to. So back to business. Proenza Schouler Tiny PS1, electric blue suede, fabulous bag, silver hardware, gorgeous. So there was the blue one. Also, one of the colours of the fall season apparently is burgundy and also chocolate brown. So we have burgundy. Love this one because look, it's got the gunmetal hardware. Oh, fabulous colour. Isn't it just divine? Love it. So that's that one. This one, which is in a taupe, I can't remember the actual name of it, and this is going to be a bit of a recurring thing. Some of these bags I've had for a long time, and I can't remember what they're actually called, you know, like the style or the model, whatever, or the specific colour. So forgive me if I just sort of gloss over and generalise about some of them, but, you know, there are a lot of bags, and it's been quite a while. I've been collecting bags now for I don't know, 30, 35 years, and it escalated, you know, in 2006 when I gave up the bad habit and spent the money on handbags instead. And at least I've got something good to show for it, you know. And I'm proud of that, because it was hard quitting. It really was. You know, and to anybody out there who's done it, good on you. And if you're thinking about it, you know, look, it's up to you, but I would recommend it. I really would. Anyway, we have the taupe one. Pocket on the back. And this really is the perfect size for me. Not just from a functional point of view. I'll just take the shoulder strap out on one of them and show you how it sort of sits on me. It suits me because I'm fairly short. Well, fairly short, no, I am short. 5 foot nothing is short. And you know, there's no getting around it. However, I don't mind at all, because when I was going to be a dancer, I was the perfect height. I mean, dancers now come in all shapes, forms, sizes, heights, everything, which I'm hugely pleased about, because, you know, when I was training to be a dancer well, I started when I was 3, so that was in, goodness me, in 1957. Oh, doesn't that sound like, you know, about 200 years ago? 1957. Oh goodness, I'm digressing. Sorry, I'll just say this really quickly. You know, and I was training throughout the 60s until my accident. You know, you had to be a certain height, a certain size. You know, you had the caliper tests for, you know, to make sure you weren't getting too plump, and you know, there was the length of your legs as a ratio of your height. You know, it all had to be just like that. I'm so pleased that all of that has relaxed now, and you now see ballerinas that are, you know, 5'6", 5'7", you know, a larger size, whatever. I think it's brilliant. Best thing that's happened to dance in hundreds of years. Anyway, handbags. I have now extracted the strap, put it on aforementioned bag, and, whoops, no, I thought I'd lost it, but I haven't. I'm also trying to go through this without too many mistakes. So him indoors, who is also a little bit under the weather, doesn't have too much work to do. I have to say, I'm also feeling rather smart this evening. I have my Hermes Kelly 18 belt on, my tan Crocs, which I love. Like, oh, they're so comfortable. This crochet top from Mango, which is fabulous. And doesn't the belt, listen to me, honestly. And that will stay in, because honestly, I really want to do him indoors a favour and not give him loads of editing. Doesn't this bag look good with this outfit? I wasn't too sure about the taupe and the tan, but I think it's quite good together. Quite like it. I don't mind a mix of metals, you know, the gold on here, the silver here. Doesn't bother me at all. So, there we go. There's my 3 suede tiny Proenza Schouler bags. I didn't stop at the suede ones though, did I? No. Because then the perforated ones went into the sale. Now, usually, I think they're standard price. And look, I could be wrong, but I think it was quite a lot, like around $4,500, and 70% off. It's a bit irresistible, isn't it, you know? Because I got 2 of those for just over 3,000, which, look, I know is still a lot of money, but for 2 really good quality, well-made bags, good value, really good value. If, you know, if you fancy buying a Proenza Schouler bag, I'd say seriously wait for the sale. Well, wait for the sale at either, you know, Christmas or New Year. Goodness, they seem to start before Christmas now, don't they? Because there'll be some good reductions. And also, if you're taller than me, you know, larger frame, whatever, and you want a bigger bag, you want the medium one, they don't hold their value at all. The tiny ones this size hold their value much better. I mean, that doesn't particularly bother me because I've no intention of selling these at all. I love these bags. But the medium ones, I've seen really good ones on eBay for like $500–600 Australian dollars, which is about 350–400 US dollars, and that is a good price because new they are, I think they're around 3,500–3,800 Australian dollars. Cheaper than these. Probably because these are more popular, they charge more for them. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, those are my 3 Proenza Schouler Tiny suede bags. So I'll put those away over here. No, excuse me talking to you while I'm out of shot, but now what are we going to do next? Okay, let's do the perforated ones and we'll finish off the Proenza Schouler. So this is the white perforated one. This is just a fabulous bag. External pocket on the back. Another thing I love about these is not getting these straps through these loops is a bit fiddly, but you don't need to. Now, the medium ones, depending on how much you've got in the bag, but if you've got a fair amount in the bag, you do need to do the straps up. But because these are, you know, not very wide bags, you can just get away with doing this up. So, you know, it's just easy. So for people with arthritis like me or any sort of dexterity issues, these bags are awesome. They're fabulous. Just flip that up. There's a little, see that little sort of stud there? You have to hook that over, but it's not difficult at all. And then you just pop that down. Good to go. So I have that in white. I also have it in black. So those were the extra 5 bags that I added to my Proenza Schouler collection. Now, the next one I'll move on to, there are a couple of Chanel bags that I didn't have when I did my Chanel bag collection. I think I did that over 5 days. I've got about 22 or so Chanel bags. Only 2 of them were new. You know, I buy pre-loved. And most of the pre-loved are new because people buy Chanel bags. And then I think because they cost so much money, you know, people are uncomfortable using them. It's like, oh goodness, you know, what if I scratch it or damage it or, you know, so a year or 2 later they sell them and they're still brand new and they're cheaper, and that's when I buy them. I like to get a good deal on a bag, I really do. You know, I wait for the sales. I don't mind waiting for a good price on a bag. Talking about waiting for a bag, I had been looking for one of these. Now, this is a WOC, debatable whether it's a bag or an SLG, small leather good. Well, for a start-up, it's not leather, it's denim, but, you know, that really doesn't enter into the equation. I think it's a bag. I'd been looking for one of these for well over a year. Couldn't find one anywhere. I saw them, you know, when they were in the boutiques, but I wasn't prepared to pay that price for them, so I waited and found this one. And, oh, I meant to say, there are a couple of unboxing videos about the Proenza Schouler bags, if you want to see them in any more detail. Him Indoors will put those up here. And also, I did an unboxing of this one, the Chanel 19 WOC. And that one will now be up here, if you want to see that one. Yeah, it was a very expensive bag, I know, but it was to mark something really special. So it was one of those occasions where it was about more than the money, you know. There's so much sentiment in this bag. You know, every time I pick it up and put it on my shoulder, it basically just reminds me how lucky I am, because so many people aren't. You know, not everybody meets their soulmate. I did. I was lucky. And there she is on my shoulder, and I love her to pieces. And I have used her a lot, and trust me, I will get my money's worth out of this bag. So those are the two Chanel editions since the Chanel collection videos. These two you've seen before. These are the Oleada mini anchor bags. And this one is in the colour Cloud. And this one is in a colour, the name of which, in all honesty, it totally escapes me. I cannot remember the colour of this. What is it called? Anyway, it's a lovely sort of taupe colour. Gorgeous bags. Quite influenced by this bag, which is the Loro Piana. This is the L29 extra something or other. Seriously, I've got brain fog at the moment, but you know, this bag, it was quite the bag. You know, I think last year and also earlier this year. And I think it's a fabulous bag. The only thing that I did find out, because I bought another one, but then luckily I used this one for the first time and realised it's actually very impractical. So I sent the other one back, because you unzip this, which is fine, but then you see, if you look at the back, it's just perfectly smooth here. So if you want to get into the bag, you've got, you know, you can't sort of, it doesn't fold back. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to do this sort of a bit of an operation thing. Now, if anybody's got this bag and they're having similar problems, I found the easiest way is to push that bit in and open it up like that. But that's annoying because that will, you know, crease along here over time. Whoops. That's another annoying thing. This that looks like a top handle, but it isn't. No, it's part of the strap. And I mean, oh, you know, I have a love-hate relationship with this bag. I really do. And it's an expensive bag, and if anybody was considering buying it, I don't know if they're still stocking this one. I think they've moved on to different bags now. You know, design houses like this seem to have new bags every 5 minutes. Yeah, if you were... Oh, this has come undone also, this little charm thing. If you may be thinking of getting one of these, and, you know, and you wanted my opinion, would I recommend it? No, I wouldn't. Absolutely not. I mean, I always thought it was very expensive, but I love the design of it. I love the look of it. I'm very seduced by aesthetics. You know, aesthetics are really important to me. The look of a bag can really seduce me into buying it, even when it's very impractical. Anyway, this bag influenced these bags, which I'm pleased to say, these are made from recycled scraps of leather. And these are about 600 Australian dollars, I think. You see that? It's practical. You can get into that bag easily. The fabric inside, the microfiber lining, that's also recycled. Love companies that are doing things like that, I really do. It's also got a variety of ways that you can wear it, which I won't go into now, because I also did an unboxing of these on my channel, so those videos will be up here somewhere. There's a pocket on the back. It's great, really good zips, really easy to open and close, no problem there at all. Nice little top handle. You get 2 shoulder straps because you can use it as a standard on the shoulder bag, or you can use both straps and you can make it into a little backpack, which is brilliant. If you fancy this is a backpack, there is a slightly taller one that's called the anchor bag. This is the mini one. It's not that much more expensive, and if you wanted to use it as a backpack, the actual anchor bag, the taller one, is going to be the better one. So anyway, that's another 3 bags done. So Oleada and Loro Piana. The next one is by a French company called Zadig and Voltaire. And it's called, do you know, I looked at the name of this bag just before I came down here to start filming, and it's called the Rock Arrow Stud Bag, or some sort of permutation of rock, arrow and stud. You can see why there's the arrows in the design, the studs. I love Zadig and Voltaire. They're a bit rock and roll. You know, they've got, oh, let me show you that's their little mark there, their little symbol, the wings. Love this bag. Very structured. You know, it's not a soft bag at all, it's rigid. It has a webbing strap. I'll just show you this one on because I don't think you've seen this one before at all. Whereas the others You've seen all of those before at some point in time. So this one has got one of those webbing straps. Whoops. These lobster clasps are a bit of a to put on. I do have trouble sometimes being polite about things. You know, we like to keep the channel clean here. So at the moment I've got that on quite a short setting, but I love this bag. Okay, it's got a pocket on the back. Inside it has two compartments, small slip pocket at the front. Pretty easy to show you that way, isn't it? Slip pocket there at the front. At the back, slip pocket here. It's a microfiber lining. This is leather. And it's a gorgeous bag. Now this wasn't an expensive bag. I think it was around $600–700 Australian dollars. And I think there's one on Balenciaga Collective at the moment for about 410 Aussie dollars. And I think that's pretty good value. You know, for a decent, well-made bag. Yeah, I think that's a decent price. I mean, I have a few expensive bags, but you know, most of them are sort of mid-range. They're not all, you know, massively priced designer bags. I mean, it's difficult to know what to call a designer bag anymore, isn't it, really? I mean, if you look at price point, I suppose, I mean, it's like Marc Jacobs. Now, he's been hugely successful lately with the tote bag. And, you know, that's a good price point for what it is. It's a nice quality bag. Talking of which, I have one just here. It's the blingy small denim. If you wondered what it was, it's the tote bag. Seriously though, these are excellent, excellent value for money. They really are. And, you know, I would call that, is it a luxury bag? I mean, I think so. This was about, excuse me, itchy nose. And this denim blingy one. These are a bit more expensive than the standard ones. I think this is about 600 Aussie dollars. Although I do remember I got a discount on this somehow, so I think it was close to 500. I do like to look for discounts. It's always worthwhile. Always worthwhile if you buy in from somewhere for the first time. You know, because often, you know, down at the bottom of the home page, they'll often have, you know, 10% off if you subscribe to their newsletter. I mean, subscribe. You know, get the 10% off, and then if you don't want to get their newsletters, just unsubscribe afterwards. I mean, always have a look. You know, and I always check for discount codes as well. It's a good website called Retail Me Not. And yeah, they have good codes on there. Okay, so that's the Marc Jacobs tote bag, which I suppose is sort of a semi-luxury bag, isn't it? I mean, I don't know, the whole luxury thing is sort of imploding a bit anyway, isn't it, really, with, I don't know, the state of the economy, etc., etc. Now, talking of Marc Jacobs, I have some older Marc Jacobs bags that you might not have seen before. And these are two of Marc Jacobs' totes, and I can't remember what these were called. This was around the time when he was the Natasha bag. And what was that other one called? I can't remember the other one, but we're talking about, I don't know, 15 to 20 years ago. And they were, whoops, stuck together with magnets. There were these totes. Whoops, I need to zoom you out a bit more. They get up the wrong way, as per usual. Now, these are great nylon totes. And the handles, well, for me anyway, are perfect for putting over the shoulder. This one is sort of a camo type print. It's in black, khaki and white. You know, it's when he was doing all those bags with the, you know, marked by Marc Jacobs standard supply model type wear. You know, he was putting these metal plaques on all of his bags. Great nylon bag, magnetic dot, good as new still. Great nylon lining, slip pocket there. Oops, I think that was open. Just closed it instead of opening it. Okay, zip pocket there. The Marc Jacobs. You know, he's been using this print for, oh goodness knows, quite a long time now. At least 20 years to my knowledge. Now, this one we've used loads, but we also have, I say we because him indoors often uses that one. This one I bought after buying that one. The other one I bought on eBay for about, I don't know, about 75 Aussie dollars. They were selling for quite a lot more than that, but you know, I wasn't prepared to pay the retail price. My family is Scottish, and you know, Scots people like a bargain, they really do. And so I saw this one on eBay, and it was an auction. Really nice print. Love the colours. And you can see the Marc Jacobs stitched into the, you can see the M there, stitched into the fabric. Really durable nylon. These are brilliant. Anyway, this one was, you know, an auction type of situation, which, you know, there are less and less of those now. They're more sort of buy it now. But eBay used to be mostly auctions. And I remember it was $50. And I think the postage was quite reasonable because, you know, these are light and you can fold them up, you know, really easily, scrunch them up, and they're, you know, there's no leather on them at all. They're really great bags, and they've got pockets down the sides as well. I've got those. Really handy. You can stick a bottle of water in one of these. These are great. And I saw this and I thought, oh, I'll stick a bid in. So I just put a bid in of $50, forgot all about it, and then got an email saying that I'd won it. So, you know, wasn't that weird how eBay used to do that? Oh, congratulations, you know, you have won this item. You know, I mean, to me, when you've won something, you know, it means you entered a competition and you got something for nothing. But anyway, eBay obviously think totally differently. So there are those two older tote bags from Marc Jacobs in comparison to the new, the tote bag. And I also have another older bag of his. And I think this might be the Natasha. I'm really not sure. Just let me zoom you out a bit so you can see this one on the shoulder, because I really like this bag. I have used this so much. This is at least 15 years old. Might be a bit older. Whoops. God, I'm hopeless at driving this thing. Anyway, it's just a simple pewter metallic bag. And I'm seriously, I have used this so much. And you wouldn't know it because there isn't a mark on it. You know, again, it's similar, you know, the plaque thing there with by Marc Jacobs. This one doesn't have that black and white printed lining. Oops. Let's take I tend to use these air pockets and bubble wrap inside bags more than paper, because paper, particularly when you live in a humid climate like Australia, paper absorbs moisture, and you know, you don't want damp paper sitting in your bags. It's really bad for them. So anyway, you can see how long I've had it. Look, these are the little slip pockets, the little, you know, the little flip phone things that you used to have that when mobile phones are about, you know, this big, or this small, I should say. So they used to fit in there. Zip pocket at the back. No pocket on the back of the bag, but you can see the leather. It's just beautiful still. It's always had that sort of wrinkled, slightly distressed look about it. I love this bag. It's just so versatile. You know, metallics are great, aren't they? Because they go with anything. Excuse the noise. They really do. I mean, I have really got value for money out of this. This was another eBay find. It's a bit more expensive, this one. I think this is about $150. But, you know, cost per wear is really down to the cents now with this one. So, now, I also did an unboxing of this bag, which will be up there. So, I won't linger too long on this bag, except to say it is really beautiful. I love it. Absolutely love it. You've got the melted orb sort of design there. Lovely silver mesh. Lovely little sort of, you know, frame bag with a kiss lock. I'm not keen on them being called granny bags. It has that sort of connotation of, you know, being old-fashioned. And I think grandmas get a raw deal, I really do. So that's Vivienne Westwood. That is the only Vivienne Westwood piece I have, actually. I'm quite keen to add another one, but I'm trying to slow down a bit at the moment, especially after seeing all these bags today. Oh, for goodness sake, I mean, honestly. Okay, we've done 16. So I reckon if we split it in half and do 25 bags for the first part and 25 for the second one. So we've got another 9 to go. Right, okay, so the next bag I bought from Caleb, who, if you don't know Caleb, you should. I'll put details of his channel down under in the description box. Great guy, has a channel about bags, fabulous. Him and his husband, they're a great pair. They really are, they're great personalities. And he was having a vlog sale, and I managed to snag this. Love this bag. Old school Balenciaga, you know, before that designer took over, whose name we will not mention because I still haven't forgiven him for that ridiculous advertising campaign. Anyway, I believe this was the, oh goodness, Caleb is going to be, if I get this wrong, I'm going to be in trouble. I think it was the City bag. Look, I'm not, you know, I love these older Balenciaga bags, but I'm no expert on them at all. But it is gorgeous. This comes off, so you can just have it as a, you know, top handle. But, I mean, the thing that made these bags, apart from the studs, which are fabulous, is this leather. I mean, it is just, sorry, that's the plastic you can hear inside. You know, and the buckles on the corner there, all the little details, the studs are fabulous. You know, and the thongs. Yeah, the leather thongs. Brilliant bag. I'm so pleased with this bag. I love it. It's a great bag to take, you know, if you're going away for a few days or something. Love it. Balenciaga, I think it's the City bag, and I think it's in raisin. Gorgeous colour, anyway. Now, talking of Balenciaga, I do have another Balenciaga bag, which I haven't used for a while, for reasons that I've just spoken about. I was not impressed. You know, as a grandmother of 7 children varying in age from, oh goodness me, the oldest lad is 18 at the beginning of November. 18. Unbelievable. The youngest boy also is, how old is he now? 18 months? So, you know, variety of varying ages in between 18 months. Oh, 18 months and 18 years. Well, nearly 18 years. So, yeah, I was a bit, you know, a bit not impressed with that advertising campaign. And not exactly impressed with Balenciaga's response to it either. They just basically tried to wriggle out of the situation, didn't they? However, this bag I love. I really do. And it's another of those bags that I look long and hard for. Talking of long, it is a little bit long on me, and it's better crossbody. But as you all know by now, I'm not keen on crossbody bags. I don't know why, I just don't find them comfortable. I don't know, it's weird, isn't it? We're all different. I know most people love crossbody bags. Anyway, that comes off because it's got this, you know, the studded bit that you can undo. Top handle. Graffiti bag. Love it. Absolutely love it. But don't love Balenciaga at the moment. No, I don't. And this I actually bought from Fashion File. It's got a zip pocket inside on one side. And a little slip pocket here. I don't know how old this bag is. I can't remember when the Graffiti collection came out. Was it around 2016? I think it was around then. 2016, 2017 anyway. You know, I suppose eventually I'll get over it and, you know, will use the bag. I'd get over it a lot quicker if the people responsible for that moved on and, you know, let somebody else take over the helm. Then I would, you know, I would use it again. So that was the Balenciaga Graffiti small tote, which is the perfect size, really is. So that's bag number 18. This one is the Row bag, and it makes me laugh. Even though this bags are quite luxury, look, they've just got that little tag on the bottom that says the Row. I don't know. Some people take themselves far too seriously, don't they, really? I mean, it's like all these, you know, it makes me laugh, you know, all these videos, you know, how to dress so you look like you're old money, you know, what's called something a bit, you know, a bit better than that, isn't it? But that's basically the thing, you know. I mean, why? What does it matter? Old money, new money, no money, I mean, whose business is it but your own, really? I mean, why does it matter? Surely we're moving towards a bit more of a classless society. Well, I hope we are. I mean, you know, I was brought up with a strong belief that nobody, but nobody, is better than anybody else. But we're all different. That's what my mum and dad taught me. And that's what I've taught my children and my grandchildren as well. And new money, old money, no money doesn't bother me at all. It just bothers me the sort of person you are, you know? Kind, polite, you know, nice person. Just be a nice person. I don't judge people by, God, the amount of money or whatever. Anyway, having said that, I do love this bag from the Row. I bought this in the sale at my Teresa. It's a double gusset, so there are two compartments inside. The leather is exquisite. It's a totally impractical bag. I mean, it's a very corporate bag. I just don't need that sort of life anymore. But, you know, slip pocket there in the most... Oh, God, I mean, I just... Oh, the smell of this leather. Oh, my goodness, it's gorgeous. Back compartment. Zip pocket. Oh, all the bump in there. Yeah, this was a lot cheaper in the sale. And I do at times think I should sell this bag because I'm not going to use it, but then, you know, have you seen the prices, the Row bags recently? I mean, wow. Oh, I still have the plastic on the thing there, it's just come off. Yeah, I saw one a while back that was about 12,000. I thought, oh, come on, really? Sorry, I'll just get the strap for this. Just so I can show you what it looks like when it's on. It does look good. I mean, I bought it more as a collector's piece than one that I was going to wear. I did not buy it so that I could, you know, wear it and look like I was old money, because people who are old money don't have bags like this. I just don't. I'll just show you one way of how this bag was designed to be worn. You put it through. Hold on, let me think. It goes through there. So that's the strap threaded through. So you thread it through there. You can of course use it as a clutch, as I had it before with no strap on. you can thread it through there and have the strap just coming straight over the edges of the bag, so it's a slightly longer strap. It was designed though to be like that, so it goes through there, so it gives it, you know, a little bit of an interesting shape. Just let me zoom you out a bit more. Wrong way. God, how many times have I used this? You'd think I'd get it right by now, wouldn't you? So, there we are. Well, it's quite good with this outfit actually, doesn't it? God, linen creases, doesn't it? I do like it though, I like these. Found these linen pants. I think Nora LG was looking for some linen pants. And I did an online shopping video. I put that one up there. It was quite interesting. Anyway, it's called the Clea bag, or Clea, C-L-E-A. I don't know how the Olsen twins imagined it being pronounced. It comes with felt, you know, so you can wrap it back up nicely, which I do, of course. You know, me, I have to... God, got to the mumbling stage already. It is now, what time is it? 3:30 in the morning, so apologies, this video is going to be a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. Sorry about that, guys, but you know, there'll be chapters so you can whiz through it and just look at the bags you want to look at. However, having said that, I am still about 360 watch hours short of my 4,000 for my channel to be monetised. So if you could manage to, look, you don't have to watch the whole thing. If you just, you know, put it on and watch the beginning, a couple of bits, whatever, go up, make a cup of tea, have a sandwich, you know, have your dinner, have your breakfast. Just leave the rest of it going in the background. Turn me down if you want, you know. Don't have to listen to me wittering on. But if you just leave it running, I would appreciate it so much. Because getting those watch hours, you know, 4,000 watch hours is really not that easy. I mean, I started trying to do the lives, but it was just too much to the back. I couldn't cope with the sitting situation for that long. So, and those sort of contribute a lot to your channel, you know, with watch hours. I mean, if you do a 2-hour live and you can get, you know, 50 people watching that, 100 hours there already. So anyway, that's my Row bag. Oh, and the colour is Cognac. Stunning colour, absolutely stunning. And one of those colours that's very on trend for this fall. My Fendi Baguette. Oh, I love this bag. I love, love, love this bag. I really do. I did not, however, love the price of it. No, I did not. And also, at the time, they made out like it was going to be a limited edition thing. You know, they were only going to do it for a limited amount of time. And they're still selling them. It's annoying. Because, you know, you pay a premium price for it thinking, oh, well, it's only going to be available for, you know, one season, so there's only going to be a limited number, so it's worth the money. But then they go and do, you know, a shonky number on you and blooming well keep selling it. I mean, honestly, I was not that impressed. However, I do love the bag. I mean, this purple sequin bag, it's just everything. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's looking a little bit more blue on the viewfinder thingamabob. You know what I mean? Oh dear. Really, honestly, any ordinary person would be asleep at 24 in the morning, wouldn't they? But no, here's me doing videos. I'm not complaining. I mean, look, I'm an insomniac. I won't be asleep anyway, so I might as well be doing something useful. Right. Oh, that's right, I bought a bag organiser for it. Which is, however, very nice inside. It's got that golden sort of silky satin. Beautiful. Love the contrast with the purple. Oh, stunning. Absolutely stunning. Zip pocket at the back. And that's all you get for your money. And I think if I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure I'm right on this one, because when it's quite a large amount of money, you do tend to remember it more than, you know, the smaller amounts, don't you? 7,250 I seem to remember. Although I think it's a little bit more now. I also bought the chain strap for it, which is somewhere, but I won't go searching for that and making the video even longer than it already is. My apologies, guys. I really am trying to race through this, but I do need to at least, like this one you haven't seen at all, so, well, not in my collection anyway. Shoulder strap is the perfect length. I mean, look, it's just stunning, isn't it? You know, really stunning. Which way are we going? That's it, that's better. Yeah, perfect length for me. And I've got, now actually I've just seen where the chain thing is. Bear with me for one moment. And here it is. So I bought this one, you know, with the Fendi. I can't remember what this chain's called, but I know this was about, this is about $1,650, which, you know, quite frankly, is ludicrous. I mean, you know, to be honest, more for me for buying it, but, you know, this falls into, you know, my sort of collectible type of bag. And when you're buying a collector's item, you sort of want the full set, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah. You just think, well, I've gone this far. Why not just go all the way and get it over and done with? Sorry, I hang my shoulder straps up on, I've got a set of 4 hooks over there, and I hang them up so they hang like this. You know, some of them I roll up and put them in the bag if they're a sort of a cheaper, you know, a cheaper sort of bag, or if they're a thinner strap, because it doesn't really make much difference. But, you know, when it's a thicker strap like this, I find that if you roll them up, they can get a bit creased over time. So anyway, I think this one goes with the next bag that I was going to show you, which is a Coach bag. And can I remember the name of this bag? I unboxed it in a video anyway. I do apologise. The video will be up here. My brain should be up here, but it seems to have gone AWOL at the moment. My apologies. Just let me zoom you out a little bit. Okay. Oh, goodness me, it's so annoying. What was the name of this bag? Oh, very, very irritating. Oh, no. I was going to say it's awkward getting this strap on, but it's not too bad actually. It's something like, I don't know why I keep thinking of Lulu or some sort of, it's because I put it on the wrong thing. I'll show you. Hold on, I'll just put this on. Right. Anyway, this bag, I think it's still current stock on their website, comes in this size, or there's a larger one. And I bought the larger one first because I looked at the dimensions of this and thought, oh, this sounds really small. But the larger one was very large. So I sent it back and ordered the small one. I'm really happy with it. It has this random sort of, oh no, I know what it was. It had the, you know, the Coach tag that hangs down. I'm not keen on those sort of things, so I took it off. It's a nice little bag. It's got a pocket in the middle, a little magnetic dot closing, so it's pretty secure. Open both sides. It just closes like that. Really nice bag. Great quality. Really, really good quality. Nice. Lovely leather. No feet on the bottom, but you know, I don't really have a problem with that. I never put bags down anyway. But it's very comfortable on the shoulder, this bag. And I think this was about the 650 Australian dollar mark, so about 450 US dollars. I think that sounds about right, doesn't it, for this? Was it the Lana bag? Something like that anyway. Right, so how are we doing on this part one? I'll have a bit of a recce and see how many bags we've done. Love this taupe colour as well. Really versatile. Great for any season of the year, and you know, it's just a really good basic colour. This is a very low value bag, and I have shown it you before. It's a fashion hack. This is a really nice little flat bag. Great for the summer. It's got gold chain. Little magnetic dot fastening there. Just really basic cotton lining. You can wear it like this. Now this was $70, I think, in the sale at Mango. I've got a fair few cheaper bags, you know, that I bought from places like Target and stuff that I do use. But I didn't think it was worth including those because there's enough anyway. We don't want to go into all of that. But I did want to show you this one because I think it's a really good example of where you just put a Chanel brooch. I've only got this one Chanel brooch. I don't really wear brooches, but this one was reduced on Fashion Find. I couldn't resist it. It was when the exchange rate was much better for us, you know, against the US dollar. But, you know, if you put a Chanel brooch on a raffia bag like this, with a decent, you know, the strap looks fairly decent. Just lifts it a bit, doesn't it? I mean, it could be Chanel. Who knows? Who knows whether it's Chanel or whether you got it in the sale at Mango for 60 bucks. I mean, does it matter? I just think it's a good way to use a brooch. It doesn't have to be a Chanel brooch, any brooch. I just think it lifts a raffia bag, makes it look a bit different. Okay, so that's 22. So the next bag featured in a video that I did called Easy Open, Easy Close. And I did it because, as you probably heard, I've got arthritis in my thumbs and these two fingers on both hands, osteoarthritis. And, you know, I find bags that are fiddly to open, just, you know, I just don't bother with them anymore because it's just too much. This one is from J.W. Anderson. It's the midi twister bag. There's a bit of twist in the handle there. And this is such soft leather. You know, if you had an issue with your hand, say a nerve problem where your palms were particularly sensitive or something, you know, you might have damaged your wrist and have nerve damage here, and you needed something that was soft to hold, this is perfection for that. It really is. It's also got a gold shoulder strap, which I won't pull out because it's just a plain gold chain over the shoulder. But it's got magnetic dot fastenings, you know what I mean, closures, the opposite to what I was saying. The other magnetic dots are there. It's so easy. So easy. And I've seen this bag, admittedly not in black, but I've seen it in a pale blue, a sort of an imitation denim, you know, looking leather. In sale on quite a few sites for about $600–700 Australian dollars, which I know isn't that cheap, but you know, when it hurts to either hold a bag or open it or close it, it's worth it. And I love the look of this as well. It's just really plain, but really, really comfortable to hold. I love it. So it's bag number 23. So we're nearing the end of part 1. So next bag, 24, is from Senreve. And I did actually buy this myself. I know lots of people were gifted a Senreve bag a couple of years ago when the company started up. But I bought this. I don't know if they still do, but they used to have a sale twice a year where they used to sell their imperfect bags. And they had, you know, a degree of imperfection. So there was sort of 10% off if they were almost perfect, you know, 20% off if it was not quite perfect, and then 30% off if it had a bit of a, you know, very obvious fault. And I think it was up to 40% off. Anyway, this was in the nearly perfect thing. I think there was 20% off it, and I can't see any problems with the bag at all. It's basically, its primary use is a belt bag. And I quite like belt bags. They're handy. You know, I find them really handy in summer. You know, if you're just going out, it's got the belt here. Just very quickly, here's the time thing. Put it through here. Oh, this one's quite luxury as well, look. Senreve just down at the bottom. Just make me laugh, that, honestly. Look, if you like the quiet luxury thing, don't take any notice of me whatsoever. I'm just, you know, I'm just an honest person. If I think something, I'll say it. You know, I'm a bit brain first, mouth after. It's just the way I am. If you want honesty on a YouTube channel, you are in the right place, because honesty is what you'll get here. In spades. Now, why won't that go through the... Oh, yes, it will. Okay, right. It's a very long strap. Anyway, it goes through these loops, you know, and then it goes round there. And you can wear it as a little belt bag like that. But wait, there's more. You can also... Oops. Sorry, I'm really losing the plot here a bit. I'm just wondering how sensible it is to do the next part straight after this one. Might as well, while I'm on a roll. Anyway, I like the opening of this one. It's quite an unusual design. I like. The only thing that annoys me is that you see how it's lower at the back than the front. It does sort of stand up, but it leans against this, and it bothers my OCD, it really does. Anyway, got this little magnetic dot thing here. So, pretty easy. Nice leather, very soft. This is their Dolce leather, so they're soft. I won't put the strap through it because it's just a, you know, basic thing, but it's got the loops there. Inside it's got zip, quite a generous zip pocket at the back there. It's got two little card slots at the front there. So you can put this strap through the loops. Oh, and it's got the little pocket on the front as well. Yeah, you can put this strap through the loops. And you can have it just, you know, as a little shoulder bag or crossbody bag. Easily long enough, this strap, for a crossbody. See, this is one of those straps that I don't mind rolling up, you know, and putting in the bag. It's not very thin, but it's not very wide. It's just that sort of in between. So it's not going to suffer at all from being rolled up carefully and put inside the bag. Okay, so how are we doing? I think we're nearly there for part one. Bag number 25. And this is the Botkier Eloise clutch. Really nice bag. I've had this for some years. I don't know if Botkier is still around. It's got really nice scalloped edging. And it's got the little mirror there. Nice little buckle. And this again is a great, easy little clutch to use. I love these magnetic dots. They're just brilliant. Simple as that. Great. And in here we've got, so take the bubble wrap out. Oops. These metal straps are always getting stuck to these magnetic dots. This one has got a fairly short chain on, so it's quite a short drop. But it's a perfect little clutch to take out in the evening. It's a reasonable size. I don't have a phone here, but you know, a phone would be about sort of yay big. So you could easily fit a phone and your essentials in there. That's the back of it. Beautiful soft leather, really, really gorgeous. This was about not much over 200 US dollars. I bought this from Shopbop, and that is bag number 25. And that marks the end of part one. I will try and whiz through part two a bit quicker. If you've got this far in the video, well done. Please consider subscribing. If you would give it a thumbs up, that would be great also. And if you want to leave a comment down under, that would be fabulous. I will reply to you. I know I'm a little bit behind with replying to comments at the moment, and I apologise for that. I'm usually more prompt to reply, but we took the day out yesterday to go flying because it was the perfect flying weather, and it was awesome if cold. So there you go, bag 25. I shall see you soon in part 2. As always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. À bientôt mes amis. Au revoir et bonsoir.